No, this is plus hate. No, hate plus. Now this. Oh, sorry. I meant to go to the options. Now, if you saw the last video of Analogue, a hate story, this is a continuation on from it. If not, then, I'll just tell you this. Music volume I've turned off, and also effects volume. This is just in case of YouTube being brick. I've gone for only skip scene, but you can skip all. Text speed is fairly lowish, so I can actually read it. I've gone for this full screen. There's two options on full screen. I've gone for this one because it works best with my laptop. You can have a window though. Full animation is much better than the minimal animation. It really shows in this one a lot more. Now these are all my saves down here. These are my saves from this game. And you can see them here. You can select them better here. So this is day 3, day 2, 3, 2. This is one of the endings that I had. It's when I returned alone. You can't play it from that, sadly. And also this is another time when I returned alone. I ended up having to leave mute, deactivating herself. And this is a save of an end of the other game. Well, I managed to get 84% of the logs. It's and you can play from that one. Continue on. And these are, you only get 3 days. It's 3 days until you get back to Earth. Now, if you don't want to, if you haven't got the other game, or you don't want to do that game first and gone for this one first, you can also do new. And this will have the incoming message by here from dispatch control, and this is just it. Give you a gist of what happened in the last one. Now you can only choose between the two AIs that were on the other ship. It's her or her. Now you don't get the Harlem one where you can have both of them. Okay? With mute you get a lot more information at the beginning, and then you get to talk to mute. With with her, I can't really pronounce the name. With her you don't get this extra information. If this is the first time playing, I suggest using her and then mute. Because you just get very different stories in a sense. I shall go with friendly. And then she, and then way into the future. Here we go. And so I'm 3 days away from Earth, or thereabouts. And here we go. You start off here. You got a lovely lady by here that you have chosen. And she will tell you that the translation dictionary that you have given her has given her an error and it's not supported with her AI. So I'm just going to skip through this. Am I mad at her? Not really. She's so sweet about everything. Look at this. Her animation. This is really quite nice the way her it animates. But we'll go with, I don't know. Aww, she's very sweet, isn't she? So yes, she's found a load of garbage data, or what she thought was garbage data. It appears to be more log files from the ship. And they seem to be before year 0. So now you get a backstory of the previous game. So there's more of a story to it. There we go. I do like the different animations you can choose. At least it's more than just 2 choices here. Look at her happy face. Aww. This one doesn't really change her expression much. Let's not be bored. But she still explains anyway, so that's quite interesting. I suppose technically you have to in order so you understand what's happening. And this time round, it's you click on her and she'll talk to you, sort of thing, instead of clicking on a small little box down near the options section, which is quite nice. So it's a bit easier. It's more of her to click on there. And you can change her outfit as well, which is nice. So this is her as a pale bride. Very a sweet looking lady. And maid. She looks more like a stern sort of maid, really. Detective. And scientist. The default, of course, is a schoolgirl. Though I think she looks more like a security person or sort of like businesswoman. Anyways, occasionally you'll get a message in your inbox. This is to do with hard shell, I'm guessing earlier on in between the 2 stories. The idea of getting the AI a hard shell frame, which will give her more freedom, and then she'll be able to feel and act like a normal human being, in a sense. Anyways, in this, you will have to deactivate her, occasionally do an emergency diagnostic on her just to make sure that she's working okay. There's no errors happening due to you extracting files from her source code. And this is how you just click on the data that you're wanting. Like this. I'm not clicking on anything in particular. Oh, that one looks fun. And then you commit to extraction. You can fill all 6 of them. It's best to get all 6, because then it's all done in one big clump. And as you can see, as you are downloading this data, your power will go down as well. And and once the power is gone to 1%, and you've gone through all of the data, it is time for you to shut down the AI and wait for the next day. And you've got to wait 12 hours. This is 12 real hours, by the way. To so then you can go on to the next day and load it up and load it from the save. It will count it. I know that can be annoying, and it did annoy me for a little while, but it does sort of like mean that you're not staring at a screen. I think it's done in the hopes of not destroying your eyes forever, though quite a lot of people who read this sort of stuff. Now, let's see the old mute. This is the old mute. This is mute before the change. Now, she's very different, isn't she? She's got the same uniform. So, I don't think that is really a school uniform. I think that is just sort of like a security type thing as well. See, that's probably where I got the idea from. It doesn't look very school uniformy. Anyways, you go through this, and she reads along with you. See, the animation will change, and she'll say something. And there you go. And yeah. Anyways, it's much easier, this game, in a sense, because you're not having to go through the information and then give it to her and then try with the other AI and stuff like that. It's nice in that sort of sense. And it basically forces you to have breaks. Now, if you are playing this, from... Let me just go back onto menu here. So, if you are playing this, I suggest that you choose to play her and then mute. And if you want to fill some of the time in between the wait, to then go on to mute as you're waiting, and then you get more of the backstory as well as you're going along, and you can interchange between the two. I know it's not going to go over the 12 hours sort of thing, but it gives you that opportunity to play other games or get on with work that you actually need to get on with. It doesn't really force you to stay hooked on it the whole time. I think they've done it so then people just don't get stuck on the computer and go, oh, you have to finish this now. The other one takes like a couple of hours to do sometimes. This one will take a couple of days. I guess it's just to keep you hooked in a sense. to what is happening in a similar sort of way to some anime story games. I've got one on my tablet, and I've got to wait a whole day so then I can read another chapter of the story. It keeps you hooked. It's interesting the way how they've done it. It can be annoying at times, but it's quite nice. I'll show you one thing that this is on the second day. I think it was that one there. There we go. Good morning. So this so this is the first day of Lunar New Year, and she's finished making a costume. There we go. So you can change the costume to the new one here, and she's I have to say quite nice sort of costume. And you'll go through sort of like a whole thing of the New Year's traditions and all this stuff, and she'll give you information you wouldn't have known before. Then it's this one. Whoops. That'll confuse you. Is it that one? Yeah. Oh, that's after the thing. Give me 1 second. Might be this one. Yeah, there's quite a lot of heavy storyline. Now this is quite interesting. This made me think, what the heck is happening here? Now, some of you will want to skip through this quite quickly. It's kind of difficult to do so. And I'll show you what happens here. Now she wants you to bake a cake. Oh my goodness, that option was not there last time round. I'm just gonna click on that and say, that's a weird thing to say. I don't really understand what that means. I feel like it's a good enough answer. I don't really understand. But oh, that's a way of skipping through it. I did not know this. Why? Oh, what she want? Oh, this is, yeah. I'll load this again. I was just, I didn't realise I could do that. Right, let's skip through it all very quickly. Da 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 da. Click, 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 click. Come on. Ah, here we go. Aww. Oh, she's very sweet. That's not nice. Nor is that one. Why did I have that twice? Okay. Here we go. So she gives you 2 different recipes you can have. And this takes 40 minutes to prepare. I like the fact that it gives you a whole recipe as well, which is quite nice. And then there's another one here. Very simple. I actually made this with my boyfriend. It was one of these pre-made things. They put the ingredients in a can, then you add water. I think it was 2 spoonfuls, but it actually turned out to be 6 spoonfuls of water. Then you mix it and shove it in there. Well, you couldn't put it in the microwave because it was a tin can, so you had to put it in the oven. Anyways, now. So yes. See, it will time you, which is so you can't skip for everything. She really does tell you off as well. So yeah, if you ever have we did so in another timeline, then that's cool. Maybe it's because I played through it before. It was a good way of doing that. But yeah, it's quite interesting. It's more interactive than previously because it makes you do something. Now, my technique of doing it earlier on was actually to leave it for a couple of minutes, and I went into the other room and I did something, and then I came back and then I'm like, yeah, I've done this. And it goes, do you have the chocolate chips? I went, yeah. It's like, are you sure? Because there wasn't enough time. I'm like, oh, I've got to go into the other room, da da da. Yeah. In a sense, it actually tries to make you make a cake. And I did feel like I wanted to do so, but at the same time, I'm like, no, I don't. But I like the fact that it has a whole recipe. If you are into sort of like baking, it's fantastic. And if not, you can always go for the other one, or you can just knit to loo or whatever for a little bit and go, yeah, I've done this. And that's what I did because I was lazy. and if you go for the one that's a 5 minutes one, you don't have to wait as long. And I just really wanted to get on to the story because it really had me hooked, especially at that particular time. As you saw in reading that, she said it was really heavy stuff about the stuff about Mute. And it was quite interesting. It's really nicely written. This particular one, I think it connects a lot more to the player because of the way how it interacts with this whole cake thing and stuff like that. I don't know what happens on the Mute storyline one. I haven't gone through it all because I haven't. Sorry, I haven't really got round to it. Sometimes you have to be in the mood for these sorts of games, and I haven't really been in the mood since last time I played. I get into certain sort of like moods with my games. At the moment, I'm playing sort of like Rust, and I'm getting into DayZ a little. So, at the moment, I'm figuring out how to play DayZ without getting beaten up by another character. The zombies have been the damage from the zombies has been sort of like downgraded a bit, which is nice. That really helps me out as a newbie. in the game. I like the fact that there are people who are quite nice on DayZ as well. Though I am more into Rust. That's just me because I just can't be bothered with having zombies. But wolves chasing after me is fine. It seems. But yeah, it's a good game. It's well written, and that's what you're really wanting from something like this. So yeah, if you are into text-based games and anime and manga, go for it. You know this game's good. If not, well, it's up to you, isn't it? Alright. Have a good day.